Yo, 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 what it do now? Jokesta, bye, mine, you already know, back again. Controversial conversation. So happy to be here with y'all. It is a beautiful Monday here in Warner Robins. So decided I'd go ahead and get up with y'all early. You know what I'm talking about. So a lot of stuff's been going on lately. RIP to Senator Dianne Feinstein or Feinstein. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. But RIP to the late senator. The also the presidential campaign starting to heat up. They've had the second debate for the Republicans. It was just as trash as the first one. But what did come out of it is that pretty much there is a consensus. Everybody dislikes Vivek Ramaswamy, and for good cause. On the other side of that, the front runners don't really look like there's anybody threatening them. Nobody is really getting close to Trump on the right, and well, Biden's not even really like entertaining anybody on the left. Not Williamson, not Kennedy, and I heard Chank, or however you say his name, from the Young Turks. He was bringing out those other two governors, one in I don't even know where. Regardless, nobody has name recognition. Nobody can really do much. So it looks like not much is happening. But there is Cornel West vying for that Green Party of candidacy. And, I rock with the good professor. So maybe, just maybe, he might be able to get them to at least debate so we can talk about the issues. But we'll see. I don't even want to talk about all of that today. What I want to talk about today is Motivation Monday, y'all. So we have reached the fourth quarter. And if you know me, which you do because you're watching my show, you know I'm all about the quarters. 4 quarters. And what that means is you take all 4 of those quarters, it equals up to $1 or it equals up to 100, and that is how you keep it 100, or that's how you keep it a buck. You know how we is in the culture. We keep it a buck at all times, and you got to have those 4 quarters to always have that. But 4 quarters also represents another thing. It represents change in 2 ways, right? Change is literally 4 quarters of $1 is change, but it also represents the changing of times, the progression of eras. As things continue to move forward, how do we move with them? And I like to break things down into quarters because it's so much easier, whether it's time, like, a quarter to 5 or something like that. Or, whether it's trees and, go get me a quarter. But, aside from all of that, man, the quarters I want to talk about today are actually when it comes to executing things, right? When you plan and when you prepare. So this year, I decided I wanted to do things a lot differently. So I broke my quarters up differently. Now, the quarters are always going to be the same for most people when it comes to calendar year, right? You got your January, February, March. That's going to be your first quarter. You got your April, May, and June. That's going to be your second quarter. You got your July, August, September. That'll be your third quarter. And then you got your October, November, December. You got to finish out strong, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about being in the fourth quarter, and I'm going to use myself as an example. So the first quarter, for me, was all about preparation. You guys, you have got to prepare for whatever it is that you want to do. And I knew this year I wanted to tackle risk taking and put myself on stages I'd never been on, push music in a way that I had never pushed it before. So for me, it was like, all right, cool. How do I do that? What are the preparation stages that I need for when it comes to achieving the dream, right? So I started thinking, I know I need to be at venues. I know I need to align myself with individuals who are also trying to do the same thing. And I know I need to have my material ready whenever I do get my opportunity. And that was my preparation. Spending time figuring out what works, what doesn't work when it comes to my spoken word pieces, my music. How do I get back to controversial conversation and talk to the people? You know what I'm saying? How do I prepare myself to be able to do everything that I want to do, still have time, not be overwhelmed? That was my first quarter, and it actually helped me a lot because I was able to prepare myself for everything that was about to come, and that's why things are continuing to move in the way that they are, because I took the time to get prepared. And that first quarter was all about that. Even though I did get a little bit of stage time in there, that was really just me getting prepared for what was to come. And we'll get to that in a second. But the first quarter for me this year was all about preparation, right? The second quarter, now that was about execution. Because now that I prepared, now that I came up with my strategy, now that I knew what I was doing, I knew that it was time to go for it, right? But how do I do that? You don't just automatically be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I mean, you can hit open mics and stuff like that. But I wasn't really in that mindset. I wasn't thinking, can I go to Atlanta, hit an open mic? Can I go to Albany? Can I go to Columbus? Can I go anywhere really and just do my thing? I wasn't really understanding that. But then opportunities started to arise. And by the end of by the end of the second quarter, I was actually executing. I had went to Ohio with my dog KT, and I had went on 2 different stages and did FYO hashtag. And it was amazing. I mean, it was so dope, and I got the footage, and y'all will see that soon because I'm compiling everything together for a yearly thing. Just the year in review is going to be incredible, y'all. Just rock with me. But I was able to go to this spot called The Office. Really, really cool place, right? And then I went to this spot called The Attic. And what I found out is in the attic, at least a month later, Dave Chappelle actually ended up doing a set. Yo, I know I talked about it, but it is so incredible to me, dog. Like, I am literally walking in the same spots and performing in the same places as the GOATs. And that is dope to me. But that told me one thing, that I was on the right path and that my execution and my preparation had led me to that point. But you see, after you go through the execution, after you kind of get to a point of trying to, move forward and you feel like, maybe there's certain steps that I need to go back and look at. Maybe there's certain things I need to do over or do again, or maybe I just need to refresh myself. And you end up in the third quarter, which is the analyzation. I know that's probably not how you say it. It's the analyzing, but it's the analyzing of everything that you've done so far. The first 2 quarters, what did they add up to? What kind of knowledge did you acquire? What kind of wisdom did you receive? What kind of insights did you get? Now is the time that you put it all together. And for me, what that meant was me and my dog KT have been putting on this thing called Spoken Joke. Y'all have probably seen my my flyers and everything that we've been putting up and stuff like that. You haven't really got a chance to see too much footage. We're working on the audio part, but the footage has been really, really dope because we've had a blast doing this, man. Comedians and poets and musicians, in a pool hall. It has really, really, really been fun. It's been a blast. But what I've been doing is I've been learning how to tweak, learning how to work on stage presence, work on my performance. Like, how do I take all of these things that I've come up with in my room when I'm performing by myself and I'm the GOAT? How do I get on the stage and make it translate to a meaningful performance that everybody can enjoy? That is what this has been. This has been my analyzing stage. This is the third, well, actually, as of yesterday, we've officially reached the 4th, which means that I'm at a point now that I know that the only thing I have to do is finish strong. That is the 4th quarter. Finish strong, y'all. And that is for anything when it comes to sports or whatever. 4th quarter, you have got to go the hardest. You got to. That's when that reserve tank, when that bitch is almost on E and you just on fumes, but you still going. That is the 4th quarter. You have got to finish strong. And for me, that means I'm about to really start hitting some spots in Atlanta, knocking out my spoken word, bigging up spoken joke, so me and KT and the rest of the team can do what we need to do to become the greatest entertainers walking this earth. So I just want to leave y'all with a little Motivation Monday today, man. This is your 4th quarter, y'all. October, November, December. It's the last 3 months of the year. I need y'all to go hard. I need y'all to go strong. Like Gucci Mane would say, I need y'all to finish the game. And I need y'all to stay in the game. And I need y'all to recognize that the finish line, the end of the 4th quarter, that championship victory, whatever you want to call it, it's right there, y'all. I promise it is right there. So I thank y'all for taking the time to listen or whatever. But I just want to say 2 things as always. Y'all be good and y'all be great. Finish strong. And it's Jokesta, babe.